Hello folks, Everchanger here, and welcome back to more Pokemon Crystal. Last time, we explored Route 35 and a little bit of Route 36. Not a whole lot of story progress, but we did manage to find the Flower Shop Girl's younger sister, I believe it is, up on Route 36, and she went back to Goldenrod City. This time, we are going to be following up on that, but first things first, I would like to show the National Park. This sign does not say National Park. I was trying to do a thing, but alas, I could not. I am on the south end of the park, Route 35, because I had to go back and heal, which I did in between episodes, so let's just head right on into the gatehouse. Now, I should point out that I am recording this on a Tuesday. The National Park is home to a really fun feature on Tuesdays. The bug catching contest is held on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Not only do you earn a prize just for participating, you also get to keep the bug Pokemon you may have at the end of the contest. I will be showing that today, but first things first, I would like to show the park itself, because you can't come in here normally. Relaxation Square, National Park. And I gotta say, I love the music here. Like, it's so great. Anyway, right here, we want to talk to this lady. Pay attention, please. Oops, I have to quit thinking like a teacher all the time. You must be a Pokemon trainer. Since you're working so hard, I want you to have this. And we get a quick claw. The item pocket is full. Be right back. Alright, I deposited a bunch of our junk into the PC, so now we should be able to obtain the item this lady has for us. It is a quick claw. This is probably the first of many, many teachers in the Pokemon series that hands out this item. Let a Pokemon hold that quick claw. Sometimes it will strike first during battle, even if it is not the faster Pokemon on the field. Really, really fun and interesting stuff. Now, right here, there is tall grass in the National Park, and in tall grass are wild Pokemon. Alrighty, and we also have trainers. My Pokemon are simply darling. Let me tell you how proud my darlings make me. Now, the Pokemon in the grass here, not a whole lot of stuff that's new. However, if you don't want to wait around for that swarm on Route 35, you can get both Nidoran in this area without one, which can be really helpful. In addition, this is home to a new Pokemon known as Sunkern, which appears specifically during the day, not during the morning. Probably one of the only Pokemon that is specifically like that. Now, a fun fact about Sunkern is it is actually, in terms of base stats, the weakest Pokemon in the game as of this point in the series. And I'll be honest, what it will eventually evolve into, which we cannot access quite yet, isn't much better, I do have to say. It's really not a great Pokemon, so I probably wouldn't fuss over getting a hold of one unless you're specifically going out for Pokedex data. Alrighty. Now, this park is pretty big, and if you look at it from top down, you will actually discover it is a gigantic Pokeball, which is really cool. What's this notice? Please battle only in the grass. National Park Warden's Office. Yes, the only trainers you will be fighting in the National Park will be in the grass. This is gonna get old fast. The world of Pokemon is deep. There are still lots of things we don't know, but I know more than you do. Oh really, young man? Alright, I guess I will take your word for it. Alright, this is Schoolboy Jack. Alrighty now. And he sends out an Oddish, which I don't think we've actually seen before. Now, the fun thing about Oddish, it's a sprite I really, really like because of how it looks. It sort of looks like it's a head peeking out over a wall with the hands, like, grasping the wall. I don't know if that makes sense. Just imagine a little kid peeking over a wall at a baseball game with their hands on the top of the wall. It kind of looks that way, and why is my controller not responding? You hear that? I'll be right back. Alright, there we go. That was weird. I'm really not sure why that happened. This controller's been acting up recently, I'm not sure why, although I did start using it midway through the Blaze Black 2 Let's Play, so this thing has seen quite a lot of use, but I really hope it doesn't die on me yet, because it was kind of expensive. Oh well. We'll have to see how this progresses throughout the Let's Play. Hopefully it doesn't get too Really? Alright, we're on 2 strikes here. I do have backup controllers, so we don't have to worry about that, but I really, really like this one, and I paid good money for it, and I would hope it would last a little bit longer. And he's got one more Pokemon. Wow, that was only his first Pokemon. Anyway, we're going to switch over to Cubone right here because he has a Voltorb on his team. And Cubone is probably one of the most qualified Pokemon we have to take this thing on. So we're going to use Bone Club, which is a move that has really served me well just in the past episode, which is really, really nice. Doesn't quite score a knockout, but another level on Cubone and it will probably be able to deal that pretty well. Alright, down goes that, and that is the second trainer in the National Park. I believe there's only 4 trainers in this entire park, not too terribly many actually. Also, interesting thing right here is tall grass. And I mean really tall grass. Now, something fun that you can do in the grass is if you go into your Pokemon and use Cut, it will actually shorten the grass. And if you go into your Pokemon again and use Cut again, the grass will just go away entirely. Fun little thing that you can do. I'm printing out my Pokedex. You can also print out stuff like mail in your PC boxes. All of the trainers in this area will talk about the Game Boy printer functionality. However, in the remake, since the Game Boy printer obviously doesn't exist, the trainers will instead talk about the Pokewalker, which is a feature exclusive to the remake and is not in Generation 2 at all. Although there is an equivalent item in Generation 2, known as I believe it's called the Pikachu 2GS, which is basically a little pedometer that you can train Pikachu in. You walk around and it'll accumulate things called watts, and you can actually trade these watts in for items, and then you can transfer them into your own game, I believe using the infrared connection from Mystery Gift, which is really, really interesting. Although, honestly, I don't expect anybody to be making use of this feature in 2017, but if you do want to do some more reading up on it, because it is pretty interesting, that's the name of it, so you can go look up all of the cool things that you can get from that at your leisure. Honestly, it's not an item that I even knew about until much later, after I just played the game regularly. I don't think this product is actually mentioned anywhere in the game, so I didn't actually know about it until much later when I came across it online when I was reading up on various things. Anyway, right here. Hello, why are you staring at me? Oh, a battle? This is trainer number 4. Yeah, not too terribly many trainers in this area. I'll be honest, my memory was under the impression that there would be a few more trainers in this area, but I'm completely okay with there only being a few. Anyway, gonna send out Elekid right here, and I think we're just gonna quick attack this guy because we don't have much else to address this Oddish right here. Alrighty, gonna quick attack right here. And I do have to say, I am really starting to really want a flying type move on the team. Unfortunately, Zubat isn't quite to the point where it's gonna start learning those yet. But hopefully, in a few levels, or maybe when it evolves, it might be better equipped to take out grass types, because let's be honest, Leech Life is not a good counter to grass types, or really a counter to anything, because Leech Life is just junk when it comes to its power under pretty much any circumstance. Anyway, got a Cubone right here, gonna use Water Gun, because why wouldn't I? And that should bring it down. Yes, it does. Croconaw is level 23, so I'd be very surprised if it didn't. And Croconaw actually gets to level 24, which is awesome. And that goes the last trainer in the entire park, which is very, very nice. Now, there are a few items that we can grab in this area that I would really like to go around and nab. And this took me the longest time to figure out. Also, what does this say? Trainer tips. Print out mail by opening it, then pressing start. I promise we'll go over mail at some point. I promise. Anyway, right here next to this kid, there's actually a break in the fence that I didn't find for the longest freaking time. So this item drove me crazy when I was a kid. Alrighty. Now, fun fact about the national park, I spent a lot of time here on my first playthrough of Pokemon Crystal. And the reason for that is, believe it or not, I could not figure out how to progress. So I just hung around in the national park a whole ton before I eventually figured it out, and it took me way too long to figure out the whole wiggly tree, pour water on it type of dealio that we're going to be going over pretty soon here. Anyway, right down here I believe there is a hidden item. Yes, there is a full heal. Very, very cool. One other interesting thing about this area besides the music is I believe it's the only area in the entire game where this specific type of tree appears. Like, every other tree in the game is just one of those standard 1 or 2 tile ones, but this is a 4 tile tree. Kinda crazy. Anyway, right here is TM28 Dig. That is a pretty crummy ground type move in battle, but outside of battle, if you teach it to your Pokemon, it basically acts like a reusable escape rope, which is really, really, really useful, because you don't have to take up inventory space or money with the escape rope. However, you do have to take up a move slot with it, so treat that how you will. Anyway, right through here is another gatehouse, and that leads us out right here. Anyway, I would like to regroup a little bit, and then we are going to head inside, and we are going to be taking on the bug catching contest, since I also want to show that. Alrighty, so let's head right on through here, and we want to talk to the guard right here. Today's Tuesday, that means the bug catching contest is on today. The rules are simple. Using one of your Pokemon, catch a bug Pokemon to be judged. Would you like to give it a try? Absolutely. Uh-oh. You have more than one Pokemon. You'll have to use Elekid, the first Pokemon in your party. Is that okay with you? Sure, we'll go with it. Fine, we'll hold your other Pokemon while you compete, because you can only have one Pokemon with you as part of the contest. So we're going to leave our Pokemon with the contest helper with that fun little sound effect. Here are the Park Balls for the contest. We will get 20 Park Balls. In the remake, these are renamed to Sport Balls, because Park Balls were eventually taken in name by the Pokeballs that you use in the PAL Park in Generation 4. The person who gets the strongest bug Pokemon is the winner. You have 20 minutes. Now, I believe if the timer runs out while you're in a battle, you will get instantly booted to the results screen of the contest as soon as that battle ends, so you will be allowed to finish it. If you run out of Park Balls, you're done. You can keep the last Pokemon you catch as your own. Go out and catch the strongest bug Pokemon you can find. And it plays this awesome music that is, believe it or not, a remix of the bicycle theme from Generation 1. Anyway, what we want to do is we want to go into the grass and we want to capture ourselves a bug Pokemon. Now, as you can see, the encounter table is slightly different for the bug catching contest when compared to regular being in the national park. Yes, I know how to speak. It's really, really interesting stuff. Specifically, in the bug catching contest only, you can catch Pinsir, that you can see right here, and you can also catch Scyther. And I believe that's the first time you can capture either of those, so yeah, really, really cool stuff. Anyway, the basic gimmick of this is you want to catch Pokemon. And Pinsir is a really good Pokemon for this contest. Now, you are only allowed to capture one Pokemon, but if we were to capture a second Pokemon and then release this Pinsir, we get to keep the Pokedex data, which is really nice. When the temperature drops at night, it sleeps on treetops or among roots where it is well hidden. Very nice. We have caught Pinsir. Now, you are not allowed to use this Pokemon in battle, as you can see. Anyway, if we get another encounter, really quick right here, I will like to demonstrate switching out your Pokemon, or in this case, not switching it out, because, let's be honest, Pinsir has a much higher chance of winning the contest for you. So we're going to quick attack this Caterpie, and looks like we can quick attack it one more time and still be safe, which is nice. Going to quick attack it again, and then we are going to try and capture it. Alright, going to take a tackle right here. Now, as you can see, you want to bring in a Pokemon that's decently strong for this contest, because you've only got the one. So, you want to play this wisely. Now, you're probably wondering, well, what's the catch? What makes this contest worth doing besides being able to catch those special Pokemon? Well, I promise to tell you. Anyway, this will also add Caterpie's data to the Pokedex since we had not caught it yet. It crawls into foliage where it camouflages itself among leaves that are the same color as its body. Very cool. Now it'll say you already caught a Pinsir, and it will allow you to compare the stats of both of these Pokemon. You are allowed to release Pinsir and keep Caterpie if you say yes, and you're allowed to keep Pinsir and release Caterpie if you say no, which is what I want to do. Alright, now that's pretty much the entire spiel of the contest. You can see other trainers around in the park catching Pokemon, but honestly, that's really all there is to it. If 20 minutes have not yet passed, which you can, I believe, check... Oh, no, you can't check it. Interesting. If less than 20 minutes have passed and you want to just turn in and work with what you've got, simply go back out here. You still have 18 minutes left. Do you want to finish now? Absolutely. Okay, please wait here for the announcement of the winners. We will now judge the Pokemon you've caught. We have chosen the winners. Are you ready for this? Placing third was Pokefan William, who caught a Pinsir. The score was 339 points. Wow, that's high. Placing second was Picnicker Cindy, who caught a Butterfree. The score was 342 points. This bug catching contest winner is David, who caught a Pinsir. Aw, yeah. I get to show this. Awesome. The winning score was 351 points. That was close. Dang. David, the #1 finisher, wins a Sunstone. You can win a Sunstone as the first prize in this contest every single time it is held. Second place gets an Everstone, third place gets a Goldberry, and everyone else gets just a regular berry. Very cool. Please join us for the next contest. We'll return the Pokemon we kept for you. Here you go. And you are now allowed to nickname the Pokemon that you caught. I do not want to do this. And it will send the Pokemon to your PC automatically if your team is full. Very, very cool. And we're doing this again. Joey, shut up. I don't want to battle you. Oh my god. Now the Sunstone is, of course, special because it is going to allow you to evolve certain Pokemon. The Sunstone allows you to evolve Sunkern into Sunflora, and it will also allow you to evolve Gloom into Bellossom, which means Gloom is a split evolution. Leaf Stone lands you Vileplume, and Sunstone lands you Bellossom. Very, very cool. Now, I would like to meet you in the gatehouse immediately north of Goldenrod City, really quick, so I'm going to head right on over there. Alrighty, here we are in the gatehouse north of Goldenrod, and we now want to talk to this guy. Excuse me, kid, can you do a guy a favor? Can you take this Pokemon with mail to my friend? He's on Route 31. Remember that friend? Yep, we can finally do this. You will? Perfect. Thanks, kid. My pal's a chubby guy who snoozes all the time. You'll recognize him right away. And we get a Pokemon with mail. You can read it. Don't lose it. Route 31. Oh yeah, there was a weird tree blocking the road. I wonder if it's been cleared. Now you can go the long way, all the way through Azalea and all that, but I have a better idea for this episode. If you go into our Pokemon, you'll notice I put Rattata into the PC. Here we have Kenya. This is a free Spearow, believe it or not, and I think if you haven't already caught a Spearow, it just automatically adds the Pokedex data, but doesn't show you it specifically. These are its stats, although it doesn't really matter because I'm not going to be using it, and we're not going to be keeping it either. As you can see, it is holding Flower Mail. You can take the mail, which will actually erase the message and screw you out of the reward you get for doing this guy's favor, or you can read it. Dark Cave leads to another road. From Randy. Now, basically every single kind of mail has a different background. So as you can see right here, the flower mail has, what else? Flowers. And you can put in a custom message. You are allowed to type in whatever you want here, unlike later games where you're restricted to a certain set of words. And then you will also sign your name. You can make Pokemon hold any kind of mail, you can put in any type of message, and then when you trade the Pokemon, other players can read your message. It's an interesting little feature, but honestly, I never used it, and I feel like a lot of people didn't either because the mail feature was actually entirely removed in Pokemon X and Y. Anyway, we want to head back over here to the flower shop. because now the little sister is back. When I told my sis about the jiggly tree, she told me it's dangerous. If I beat Whitney, I wonder if she'll lend me her water bottle. Well, we've beaten Whitney. Oh, you're better than Whitney. You'll be okay then. Here's the squirt bottle. And we get the squirt bottle, which has exactly one use in the entire game. Put the squirt bottle in the key pocket. Very cool. I will now meet you on Route 36. Also worth noting, the bug catching contest is only held once per day. Today's contest is over. We hope you will participate in the future, so if you want to farm stuff, sorry, you gotta wait. Anyway, we are now here on Route 36, and we can loop around this way to the Wiggly Tree. Now, I would recommend saving right here, because this is actually going to be a little bit of a boss fight, kind of. What we want to do is we want to head up to the tree. It's a weird tree. Use squirt bottle? Absolutely. David, use the squirt bottle. The weird tree doesn't like the squirt bottle. The weird tree attacked! Alrighty. This right here is a Pokemon known as Sudowoodo. And I'll be honest, I don't really like it all that much. It's not the greatest. And also, I find it funny how it's female, because we've got a lot of female Pokemon on the team. It's kind of crazy, although this screen doesn't show it. I mean, I'm not complaining, it's just an interesting fact that we've been seeing so many female Pokemon when most Pokemon have a simple ratio of 50-50. Anyway, this right here is a Rock-type Pokemon, which means it has quite a few resistances. I'm hoping we can paralyze it with Thunder Punch right here, because I'm pretty sure Thunder Punch is capable of inflicting paralysis. And wow, that did a lot of damage. Ugh. Now, I am going to attempt to catch this, simply because it's the only Sudowoodo in the entire game. So if you want this Sudowoodo, you have to catch it here. It will never come back. There's no other way to get it. You have to catch it in this very moment. So I'm going to attempt to do that just because I'd feel bad if I didn't. And unfortunately, it's the kind of Pokemon that really seems like it should be easier to catch than it is. Hey. Alright, let's give another Pokeball a shot, and let's see if we can capture this Sudowoodo. 1, 2, 3... Yes, Sudowoodo was caught. Very good. Add that data to the Pokedex. Sudowoodo, the imitation Pokemon. If a tree branch shakes when there is no wind, it's a Sudowoodo, not a tree. It hides from the rain, because it is indeed not a grass type, it is a rock type, as I mentioned. I'm going to send that to Bill's PC, and now it is gone, and we may pass through this area. Seriously, a three-way intersection governed by one tile? That seems a little bit, risky, I guess you could say. Anyway, I think with that, we are going to be ending things off here, because we made a lot of progress this episode. Man, I really wish I could speak normally, I truly do. So, this past episode, we explored the national park, and we also checked out the bug catching contest. We also picked up this Pokemon right here, Kenya. And we also dealt with the Wiggly Tree, which wound up being a Sudowoodo. And next time on Pokemon Crystal, we are going to be talking about a few things that are accessible to us now that Sudowoodo has gone, and we are also hopefully going to be progressing northwards to the next town. So without further ado, thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys next time.